Hey, let's get to it. There's a reason why we all set our alarms. That's to hear from the coach. It's time for AA Best Bail Bonds. Coach Mike McCarthy joining us here on R&R in the morning. Good morning, Coach. How's your Friday been going?
It's going well, Rob. How's Rudy J doing? See there today?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Coach?
All right.
Coach, before we get going,
Morning.
happy birthday to you. Hope you had a good week.
Oh, happy birthday, Coach.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a good week. Got home just in time for a little cake and ice cream.
Oh, nice. All right.
Do they, when you walk in the locker room, is there a surprise? Does the team sing to you? How does the NFL a birthday go for a head coach?
Well, every day in the team meeting, we identify birthdays. So
okay.
We have a nice PowerPoint of each person on their birthday, and then there's some pictures from the past that everybody gets a kick out of. And so we try to celebrate everybody's birthday. And so having editing rights over the team meeting, obviously I didn't put mine in there, but then some guys trumped it, and then so it ended up showing up. So I got a nice little birthday.
All right,
good, man. That's good.
And with some old high school pictures, and I think they all got a kick out.
Nice. Well, your birthday gift from the NFL was 3 games in 12 days. So happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
We talk about that because it's been a point of emphasis: health and safety. And then they hand you 3 games into it. Like, I would imagine the body doesn't recover well in that short time span.
No, hey, it's a great question, and it's something that I think people don't realize how much time the coach and the football operations staff you spend on those schedules, especially during this stretch here. And you have tracking devices, the GPS, and they give you good information, but it's difficult. And frankly, we'll start preparing for it after this game, leading into Kansas City, because it's you have to watch the workloads and what these men put their bodies through on a normal 7-day rotation. And just like you said, you got 3 games in 12 days. So it's something that actually I got the schedule sitting here right in front of me. I was looking at it before I started the show. So yeah, a lot of thought goes into that.
I'm sure that it does, Coach. And it's odd that over the last week or so, all of the teams that have had good starts to the season, winning, we've seen you guys and everybody else seem to have kind of stumbled. We saw Baltimore stumble last night, and we can talk about the rest of the NFL. And you try to look for reasons behind a mass kind of casualty event like we've seen on the top of the division. Is there something to do with the scheduling of the season, the extra week? I mean, what happened? Because obviously it happened to the Cowboys and others. Every team seemed to get a little flat and a little either full of themselves or just into the mid-season doldrums. Did you sense that coming into this week?
Well, I think you have to look at it from both perspectives. You have 2 teams. One that has one has a better record than the other, and and the team that doesn't have the better record, they're getting to the point in the season where they have to make a move. So it's about the emotional challenge that you go through every week. Also, when you have success, the more success you have, the bigger the target is on you. So you're always going to get the other guy's best shot. Dallas Cowboys brings another layer of intensity playing at AT&T. People, it's just the opportunity to play in our stadium. So there's a lot of energy that the opponent brings into our place, and it's all part of the weekly challenge that we understand. We didn't play our best football fundamentally at the end of, particularly at the end of plays. Our finish just wasn't what it was the first 7 weeks. So that's something we've been focused on all week.
Yeah, staying on the Denver game, Coach, because I'm sitting there yelling at the TV just like every other fan. When you get a punt block, did you know that rule? Like, I didn't understand. I was like, because I don't even think Denver did, because when he got the ball, it seemed like he was trying to get a first down, and then they say Denver ball. Like, did you understand what was going on with that whole scenario?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's been 3 of them in the last 10 years, and unfortunately, I've been part of 2.
Wow, I did not know that. So you knew.
Yeah,
so you're sitting there like, damn, that's their ball. You already knew.
Well, I was kind of, our angle was the ball was on the line of scrimmage, because it was close. You could see you could see the position Nation was in. was more of a reaction because how many times you block a punt
Right.
and the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. It just doesn't happen very often. And so that's where that's with the review process and looking at it on film afterwards. I think it was blocked on the 18 and then it hit Nation on the 19. So it was the correct call. Why the hell they have the rule? I don't know.
Yeah, that's and Jerry on the rules committee, because I think if we all gather together, if you don't get a first down, you don't get the ball back. That should be at the end of the day the rule where it should be. I've never
never saw it.
Two of the three you've been a part of. Congratulations, Coach. That's worthy. Offensive line.
As a thing.
Yeah, let's test Coach McCarthy's knowledge of the rule book. What are you going to? Coach, Terrence is a good friend of ours here in San Antonio kid, but we all saw the problem. And I know another week of practice was certainly needed. Where is he today as opposed to where he was a week ago today?
Well, I would definitely say he's a little more comfortable. It's just like anything. I mean, the full speed reps, particularly in the pass rushes, that's where really some of his challenges came last week in the pass protection. So, yeah, I'm confident that Terrence will have a good week this week.
I enjoyed the last time, Randy Gregory, we talked about the injuries, and I think that possibly could have something to do with the crazy schedule you guys are on. I enjoyed watching Micah come off the edge week 2 or 3 when he had to do it. Will we see Micah, doing his best impression of Khalil Mack this weekend?
The game is at noon. Don't be late. That's my standard answer this week. But
okay.
I think there's always situations where you'll see Micah come off the edge. So, and I just think the ability for him to play both positions is unique because he can do it at such a high level. And I know as an offensive coach in this league, the more you move him around, the tougher it is on the offense. So he's a unique football player to have that edge rush and also the ability to be so impactful from the Mike linebacker position. So we'll kind of stay the course with him.
He is head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, brought to you every week by AA Best Bail Bonds. Coach, let's continue on that injury train. Randy Gregory out on IR for a bit. Dorrance Armstrong back. How does he looking? And Michael Gallup, what's the expectation there?
Dorrance looks good. Randy obviously had the injury Wednesday in practice. So Michael Gallup's had 2 really good weeks. So I would fully expect coming off the field Saturday, everything is in place that we'll see Michael Gallup this Sunday.
If Ced's out, and who's returning punts?
Games at noon.
Thank you. I mean, God, you guys are.
That's not. I mean, I can understand.
There or what?
Coach, I can understand the strategy and the value of keeping some things quiet, but your punt returner, I'm just trying to fill out my stat stuff. Okay, all right.
You never know what Bones has up his sleeve.
Okay.
So, can you pronounce your new kicker's name?
No, that's not fair. I'm still working on his last name.
Do we have a number assigned so at least he knows when you're calling him?
Are you a little worried though? I mean, you bringing in the guy Zerline has made some clutch kicks. Nobody loves or hates the kicker until he misses one or makes one to win the game.
Yeah, I hear you. No, it's today's NFL. I mean, the pandemic is still very much part of our everyday lives, and you just got to keep rolling with it. So I'm just thankful that we have the roster, structure that we have, this year and last year. I think it gives you a, realistic opportunity to deal with these things, especially with the timing of them, so we'll just make the best of it.
And this roster thing you speak of, this toothpaste out of the tube, you don't think that's ever going to go away, right?
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I'll keep it out of the tube, and this is the way it should be. Because I think like anything in this league, especially the last 15 years, it's about developing young players. You don't have resources to really do that outside of your own organization. So the fact that we have 85 players in the building right now, whether on IR, practice squad, and all those things, and this is the way it should be, in my opinion, because it gives you a chance to keep developing young players and developing your football team, and then when you do have situations, your adjustments are made internally, and to me, that's better than any minor league football system out there. Just give the 32 teams an extra 10, 15 guys, and we got the best facilities and training in the world for our sport. Let's take full advantage of it.
Coach, I'm always curious about the witchcraft of motivating and keeping teams moving along. And after last week, did you put something in your own particular coaching manual? Did you see it coming? Did you feel like it was possible that the team just was going to be out of kilter and not, just not firing on all cylinders? And if you did, how do you prepare for something like that? Do you start guarding yourself against that, or is it just next play, let's do it?
No, I mean it's something you're always looking at the pulse of your football team. Frankly, I have a really cool video about don't take the cheese, and it has some humor to it. But
we like that down here. That's that's been a thing down here. Don't eat the cheese. Coach, you're a gambler, man. You're a gambler, Coach. The fourth down. Are you fourth down? Is that analytics, manalytics? Where do you just go with your gut on fourth downs?
No, I'd say it's a combination of both, but particularly early in the game, there's we have a fourth down plan each week, no different than third and 1, 3rd and 2 to 3, 3rd and 4 to 6. So our fourth down plan is something. Actually, we have a competitive fourth down period every Thursday. The offense goes against the defense for 5 plays, so it's a focus of ours, and I'm just a big believer in return on investment. The things that you practice and emphasize each and every day, it's going to show up on Sundays. So it's definitely not a gut thing. I mean, it's something that's it's practiced, and it's a mindset going into each game based on where and when and how often we'll think we'll go for it on fourth down.
Have you ever gone for it on fourth down more for your team just to get themselves right and less about them and, gain down and distance and all that? Have you ever decided we got to get this just so we can prove to ourselves that we can get this?
Well, I think part of that mindset is something that you come out of training camp with, because I think there's things you should try early in the season to, so your football team, they need to be in that situation. I mean, I'd hate to not go for a fourth down all year, then you get to the first playoff game, you got 3, 4th and 2 staring you right in the face, and it's the first time you've really put your team in that situation too. So that thought process is always at the forefront of my thinking as you navigate the season.
Going back to your time in Green Bay, Coach, you've had some playoff battles and regular season battles against Matt Ryan. Watching tape on Atlanta, it seems they're on the decline, but then they get a big win against the Saints last week. Well, what are some of the, and then they just added Pitts. What are you looking at with the Falcons this week, Coach?
Well, you have to be impressed with what they put on tape, especially last 3 out of 4 weeks. So, I mean, that's a big win. That's a rivalry win for, the Atlanta and New Orleans. That's,
right.
rivalry in that division. So, you take all that into account. So we got a hot team coming in here, confident team. Obviously, they're going to have more confidence based off of how we played this past week. So this is going to be a dogfight. And, I think you look at their last, I think they've had 6 games come down to the last series of the game. So, I mean, that's the kind of game we're preparing for.
Coach Mike McCarthy here with us as he is every week. We appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you, Coach.
Over the weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great weekend.
You too. Happy birthday.